Hello everyone, welcome back to Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes, Azure Gleam. It's been a while. I've been busy with school and work. And then I also got sick recently, so with what I think was strep throat, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it's been a while, so fall break is coming up soon for me, so what I think I'm gonna do during that is maybe try and record a video a day so that way I can, or at least try and record a video, know enough to where when I hit winter break I'll be able to record more. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. You know what? We have new support conversations before we talk to Arbol. Let's do these.
Oh, you're awake. Don't worry, it's only been a few hours.
What happened? The last I remember, I was training some of our new recruits.
You got hit by some stray magic. Pretty hard, too.
Yes, that's right. How could I have let my guard fall so carelessly?
Probably the exhaustion. You usually sidestep stuff like that, no problem. Everybody was really worried about you, though. Dedue and Felix in particular didn't know what to do with themselves. Guess the silver lining is that it forced you to get some rest, if only for a few hours.
Apologies for causing such a disturbance. I'm fine now, I assure you.
Uh-huh, sure you are. I know you're just gonna get straight back to work if I leave you be. But hey, take a look around first.
The room is immaculate. Is this your handiwork?
Yep, though we left anything that seemed like it would need your input. Figured we could at least take care of the small stuff while you were out, though. Oh, and everyone, and I mean everyone, thinks you should be taking more breaks.
I'm certainly grateful for the gesture. But how did you find time for this amidst your other responsibilities?
It was easy once we split everything up. Felix, Dedue, and I wrapped up the training session in your stead. Then Rodrigue and Sylvain handled the rest of your paperwork. You might want to glance through it later, though. Ingrid tended to the horses, while Ash and Annette helped organize all your books. Oh, and Mercedes baked some wonderful treats for you. They'll have you back on your feet in no time. What else? What else? Oh, right. We sent some soldiers to check on the nearby villages, too.
Incredible. I never expected you to do this much.
I told you not to do everything yourself, but you still keep piling more and more stuff on anyway.
That's not true. I've relied on you and the others much more frequently of late. Besides which, this is what I want to do.
You've gotten better, sure, but I'm saying it's not enough. Don't you trust us?
This isn't a matter of trust. I deeply depend on every single person in this army.
Then why didn't you tell anyone else about how you went and buried all those villagers? Everyone was stunned when I mentioned it to them. I want to hear about that stuff from your mouth, not mine.
Yes, My apologies.
If you're really sorry, then you won't let it happen again. Anyway, go get some more rest. And don't try to say you're not tired just so you can keep working.
I see I can't fool you. Though in truth, I doubt I'll be able to doze off again so soon after enjoying my first dreamless sleep in ages.
In that case, come kill some time with me. I'm sure the training grounds will be free by now.
Yes, that sounds lovely. And, thank you.
I love how we are just piling on. Yeah, these are all Dimitri's centric. But yeah, we're just piling everything. No, did I miss an opportunity? No! I did it again! I thought I would be better this time. Ugh. Oh, that's what replays are for. Yeah, I love that. Whether it's Violet or chess. We are insistent of you're taking too much work. Please go to sleep. It's great.
You must rest, Your Majesty. These late hours will only undermine your health.
I appreciate your concern, but I fear sleep eludes me after our last battle. No need to wait for me to do, or to worry. I'll rest when I find a suitable stopping point.
You said the same the other day, then worked until the break of dawn.
I should know better than to argue when you get like this. Very well. I'll rest once I know these documents contain no errors. And if you assist me, it will go all the faster.
This is written in the language of Dusker. Is it a letter to the leadership?
Yes. I'd asked their cooperation in investigating a number of matters pertaining to the tragedy of Dusker. Some interim reports arrived the other day, so I'm thanking them for those and requesting a further investigation into another matter.
I see. Such important tasks warrant daylight. Can this not wait until morning?
And what if I fall in battle tomorrow and the work remains forever unfinished? I must do all that I can while I still draw breath. I will uncover the truth of that day and exact revenge for the dead. I swear it. There's no time to waste. After all, it doesn't appear resolving this issue will be as simple as just setting all the perpetrators to meet their end.
All the more reason to rest and preserve your health.
My rest and health can wait. At least until I've looked through these inquiries into the Western Front. And I should put in some training before I sleep, to make up for all this desk work.
Do you still have nightmares of that day?
You remember then? I'm surprised. I've not mentioned them in years. I used to summon you to my room under the pretense of keeping you safe from the others in the castle. Then I'd have you listen to me babble until sleep finally claimed me.
I've always been grateful for the consideration you showed.
It was my own selfishness, nothing praiseworthy.
Well, if sleep still evades you, I would be happy to lend an ear.
That would only succeed in exhausting us both. We have an early start tomorrow, so please, get some rest. I know you will once again implore me not to overextend myself. But I assure you that I know my own limits better than anyone.
At least let me bring tea before I depart.
That would be wonderful to do. And apologies for always putting you through so much trouble.
Yeah, something tells me, maybe I'm wrong, but something tells me that Felix is going to be, I'm concerned about your health as well.
How long are you going to keep staring blankly like an idiot? You should eat.
You're right. My apologies.
Let me guess, you're in a tizzy about how best to make use of the Church's forces. Or maybe you're just worried about how our forces will survive the winter. Well, knock it off. A good leader knows when to let their vassals do the worrying for them.
Is that why you left your uncle in charge of House Fraldarius?
Yes. Though I've been returning to the territory the moment any issues arise with his governance.
And your mother? Is she in good health? I imagine it's difficult to manage all the family squabbles on her own.
Oh, she's fine. She's good at that sort of thing. I actually think she likes it. I suggest you focus on your own issues for once, instead of worrying about everyone else.
I'm not sure that's possible. Oh, but that does remind me. I hear the Knights wanted to hold a joint training session.
Forget it. You'll never change. I'd tell you to stop brooding so much, but I'd be wasting my breath.
I cannot afford to lose this war, Felix. I must protect the kingdom. I must avenge the fallen. Each day, we draw ever closer to those who pulled the actual strings. I've already punished any who knew of the plan and did nothing, as well as a number of middle-rank conspirators. But it isn't enough. There are still those who must answer for this crime with their lives.
You are a book with one chapter and no ending. What will you do when you actually have this revenge of yours?
I don't know. But if I can quell their grief and their hate, it will be enough. Do you hate me, Felix? After all, I saw Glenn die. I watched it and could do nothing. His end lies on my shoulders.
Oh, Dimitri!
That's enough. I don't hate you, okay? You weren't responsible for any of that. I didn't die for your sake. They made their own choices of their own free will. Don't be so conceited.
But surely they didn't want to die. Yet they did so to protect me. Me. I am undeserving of such sacrifice.
I told you to quit brooding and eat. Your food's going to rot if you wait any longer.
Yes, of course.
Okay, well, I was kinda right. Felix was telling him to eat, change. I can't believe I missed another support. Like, ugh. That's the thing. Ugh, that's annoying. Like,
Excuse me.
it's pretty tough to get people to band together for a common cause. Each person is their own entity, which means they have different desires and goals. You don't find all of those diverse wants and needs under a banner of a single region feels not impossible. Just how long are we gonna fight against that impossibility?
Perfect.
Well, at least by far show up. I guess he's somewhat reliable after all. He's not the type to suddenly spring into action, but I imagine he couldn't let things stand as they were. I mean, the Gauthier name was used to spread false information, which put His Majesty in danger. I can't say I'm surprised.
It's you.
What is it, Dimitri? Ah, well, in truth, I spent much of the last night getting firmly scolded by Felix. Once he got started, he won't stop. We ended up talking through the night, much like the old days. In the end, Duke came into town and began to argue with Felix. I love this. Correct you. He gave you a dressing down, eh? Well, you better leave tonight wide open because I got a list of complaints myself. Iron? Oh, yes, I understand. I best finish my work while the sun's still high in that case. Ha ha ha, I'm just pulling your legs, but I guess you'd be the type to take it seriously. Okay, so I'm truly sorry to overhear you. What a feckless man I am, ever toiling to no avail. I promise I will walk alongside everyone else moving forward. We'll see about that.
Greetings.
There's always some conflict going on in Fargus. I'm sure Lester and Adrustria are similar. And the same's true for Dusker. It's not so easy to settle a dispute between those with differing views.
Hello there.
Yes, I wish to speak with you about the part of Dusker Vanguard that's being sent to us for the artist. Do you starters have any complaints? I imagine you have thoughts as well. Some might be dissatisfied, but I don't care if they are. I value a warrior's ability to fight. Things like where they're from doesn't matter to me. And to that end, there are many competent fighters among the Duster Sorors, and they all have high morale. They'll make for good training partners, and we can learn a great deal from their techniques, and... What, you got a problem? Speak up. No, it's just like His Majesty must find it reassuring to have a confidant like you. Huh? Well, I didn't expect to hear that. Whatever. You're free to say what you want. I love how they just ignored me. Let's go in here.
How can I serve?
Among the western lords, Count Dormer's house was the closest to us in the central church. Might it actually be their intention to make enemies of us? We're also finding it quite painful to have to fight them.
Marvelous.
I believe we have cleared up that matter in the royal capital, and it appears that the city sustained much less damage than we feared. Tis a pity we cannot detain that Temptress Cornelia, though. One day your presence may plunge Fargus to chaos. No, perhaps all of Fodlan, even.
Did you need something?
My husband is originally from House Vatius, and is much grieved at our current predicament. He wishes not to spill the blood of his relatives, that's why I had to come in instead. But to be enthralled by that single Roman Prince army is a result of a foolish man my father-in-law is. I love how she's like, oh, you don't want to fight someone's okay, I'll come in your place.
Hi there. Over here.
He said, His Majesty, as a king and sister, I'm most grateful to you. Oh, how so? I forgot to introduce myself. Viscount Brun is at your service. Wonderful to make your acquaintance. Actually, my younger sister was at the Officer Academy, same year as you and His Majesty. So that's why I felt sort of kingship move. Well, in any case, I'll be praying for your great success. I'm assuming it's just a random NPC person then. Baron Drachma is in a precarious position. Speaking of my brother will be no survivor. That's true, even if he wanted to help us. He can't risk doing anything reckless so long as the other Western nobles have power. Our only option is to suddenly gain control and cut down the West military's forces.
Let's give it our all.
I believe, far. I'm certain Uncle Dominic will listen if you can make your way to him. The commotion in the capital side now. I'm glad we got have some good news from Lady Rhea. When are you gonna join us, Catherine? We're gonna meet up with her in Armor. I can't wait to see her again. Wait, hang on. Oh. Oh, the thing is, my former partner was officially assigned on to help us. Oh! Is this where... Are we gonna get Shamir? I wonder if that's where we're gonna get the cutscene that we saw in the trailer with Shamir, because that didn't happen at all in the Golden Deer. Because it didn't look like they were showing her crit thing, so...
My instruction comes at a high price.
I think everyone has everything. Yep.
Don't neglect your daily studies.
You look well today. I see.
What a great relief to have Dimitri back safe and sound. I've also noticed something about him has changed. Well, not necessarily that it's cheerful, but something in his countenance appears more at ease. Perhaps his friends encouraged him, and that made him feel better. I would like to have more friends myself, to make more friends myself.
Hey,
The most powerful general in all the Empire is the Minister of Military Affairs, Count Burgles, and the mightiest in all the Alliance is Lord Host of House Goneril. I hear that Minister of Military Affairs is commander of the Eastern Front. I wonder if those two end up duking it out. The references! Everyone. Not references, but I love how like certain events and other routes that you deal with end up also happening in the other routes. Like all the classes going off and doing their own things. Those are all canon. And then the Great Bridge of Murden thing happened in the Golden Deer route. If they didn't, or what kind of fun was that? That's a brawl I want to see. For a seat too.
Right.
Your defense with the deafness with the spear is truly a sight to behold. I imagine your teacher must have considerable skill. Yes, I actually left for my family lives in the castle and a friend who passed away. Was that so? How impressive. I certainly would like to be adept with the spear as you.
What say you?
Well, I could teach you if you like. I'm sure you would master it quickly. I won't go so far as it would make Glenn happy, but at the very least I will be glad if my skills could be of use to someone else.
You'll be unstoppable.
Ooh, new sport conversation. Yes.
Flame, it has come to my attention that you have gone out and aided the Knights of Seros again. I heard that you made your way to the infirmary and spent the entire day treating the sick and wounded. What in the world were you thinking? Do you not know how dangerous that was?
I am sorry, brother. However, the knights very much appreciated my assistance.
Their appreciation is inconsequential. Your own safety should be your only concern. This is exactly what happened during that fated battle. You exhausted your strength, healing those who were injured.
Yes, I remember. No matter how many people I helped, the number of wounded only increased.
You were so young. Your body must have been crying out for you to stop, and yet you refused. And now you are left with a body that demands extended periods of slumber. You have not forgotten, have you?
Of course not.
If you do not exercise extreme caution, you may not wake up were such a thing to happen again.
I am well aware. Every night I lie awake, afraid that my eyes will not open come morning. But if I let fear control me and begrudge my power, there will be no reprieve for those who suffer. The thought of that is too much to bear. Furthermore, if we lose this war...
Flame. Should that come to pass, I will protect you, no matter the cost. I swear upon my wife, your mother.
Father, I have been wondering something. Is it truly so difficult for the people of Fodlan to live in peace? The world would be a much happier place if everyone could live in harmony with each other.
I know. feel the same. But so do the majority of those risking their lives in this war. That is why I believe a peaceful future awaits us, beyond this dreadful conflict. That is the reason I fight. And so you do not have to.
Father.
If I lost you, I would lose the very meaning of my life. And so we will always be together.
Come now, Father. Please try to understand that I cannot stay with you forever. I will grow up eventually, though I do promise to refrain from any unnecessary recklessness. And until that day comes, I will always be with you. Besides which, I am certain Mother would be cross with me if I left you all alone.
I understand. Thank you, Flame.
That was so cute, and that explains, like... Well, I'm curious. Vampires a slumber. Does that mean... That means she'll eventually fall asleep again, right? Right, so any of her paired endings...
Sorry to bug you again.
Oh.
I'm having a hard time staying in the kingdom so long. This cold is wearing me down. How are the people from the kingdom will rot? I wonder if they're having any advice for enduring the cold. Stellar and breathing down. I think it's because they were born here. I was raised in Leicester and I can't get used to how freezing this place is. They're all so simple, I do not have understanding. I should have said that. Oh.
Care to make yourself useful?
Oh, wait. How do I... Okay, I'm gonna read this in my head and I'm just gonna let you guys pause the video. I thought the kingdom would have presented a more unified front against the Empire. To be honest, I was quite surprised at such disturbance would happen in the royal capital. It was a good thing that the kingdom ended up with Aryan Road, I'll tell you that. If they had it, I'm sure the Empire would march far into kingdom territory by now.
Hear a girl out.
My brother died 6 years ago in the tragedy of Desker. King Dimitri apologized to me personally for it. But all I want from him is to find out the truth about why my brother died.
Hello there. Oh, that's right.
As I think about it, I have been to the restaurant or know Fergus all that much. I'm originally from the Empire and rarely had the opportunity to travel wise with the church. I always thought I'd like to go there someday, but I confess this is not quite what I had imagined. Hi, Ash. I was worried for a while there, but I'm worried there wasn't much damage to the city. While we're able to rescue Duke, then as well, what a load off our shoulders. Agreed.
Right on.
Oh, now if we can just do something about the West, all the problem within the kingdom should be solved out. Why can I not choose the right answers for Ash, who's second best boy? I have to wonder, what in the world is Cornelia playing at? I can think of a lot of reasons why the Western nobles will oppose His Majesty, but her? Nothing comes to mind. There's something sullen about this. I thought she might not have been, but it turns out Cornelia was that same lady. As usual, she made a quick escape. That's how she knows Cornelia. What do you mean? How do you know her? She's the one who caused me so much pain. But at this point, I don't really care. Diddy will take her down. I heard rumors that Felix and Thor want to get turned, but that doesn't appear to be the case, does it? A while back, Felix seemed pretty keen on cutting ties with his house. But may know that he's succeeded to the head of his family and understands his feelings a little more. Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. You know, there are some of the sacred sites of the churches there in the Western Kingdom. There's the Rhodos Coast and Lake Tutates. I've never been to them, though. I'd love a little more sacred sightseeing tour once all this fire's died out. Maybe you can come with me, if you're not busy, I mean.
You have my gratitude.
I believe things are in order. Your aid in Ferdia was invaluable. We cannot rest them out alone, not if we stake their lives on the fight. Express me on it. Nah, I didn't do much. Felix was the one who made the decision to go to the capital. Yes, I thanked him as well, though he rewarded my efforts with no small amount of curtness. There was something about it being preferable to have nightmares about abandoning us. I do wonder where he got that sharp tongue of his. Now, let's all work together from here on out and move quickly to subdue the West. Oh, right, that reminds me. His cutscene with Felix and Dimitri found out about his mother. I assumed that she had died at some point, but no.
Come to think of it.
Our doctor is incredibly good man, but his son is in the wool libertine. First across the town, received excellent grades at the Officers Academy, yet his system became a terrible minstrel of all things. He's probably off wandering and warbling this very moment. Oh, interesting! I didn't know that I had a cousin.
Come here, will ya?
Their intelligence or qualities are born with. Physical appearance, crest, environment are all of your control as well. But humans are unequal in birth. What matters is how you fight with the hand you're dealt. That's what the boss says anyways. I wonder what he's up to now. It's been a good while since he left Abyss. Yuri! He's gotta be talking about Yuri! I wonder if that means we'll see him soon.
How about it?
Doesn't want this moment make you lose track of where we are, Victor? Especially since we've been pushing around all these places that look practically the same. I'm not even sure if we're in the kingdom anymore. Tell her where you are. We're definitely in the kingdom. You might want to... Ah, shoot. Oh, well.
Nope.
No, I knew I should have gone outside. I can't take this anymore. Oh, well, it's fine. It's fine. Honestly... That's not unit. supports.
Never thought I'd see the day you shut yourself in your room to read. I hear you've been pouring through every book on magic you can get your hands on.
Hey, I read sometimes. Anyway, I had this great idea I needed to do some research for.
I'm afraid to ask. Wait, what's that diagram?
A perceptive question. This here is a blueprint I came up with for a new kind of fire orb.
Really? You're talking about those flame-flinging siege weapons, right? Because that looks pretty small for a fire orb.
Well, that's the point. I want to make it so that our knights can carry one around as easily as they do their swords.
What would that accomplish? Knights don't have the training to use something like that.
Right you are. The wielder needs both special training and some natural magical ability to use one. At least that's the case with our current fire orbs. Which brings me to my main goal, making it so that anyone can use them, no matter their background. I mean, think about the havoc we could wreak if your average knight or myrmidon could also blast out some fire magic whenever they wanted.
That's actually a great idea, Sylvain. I bet we could come up with some amazing battle strategies with those things.
Right? I knew you'd see the light. Either way, it won't be ready anytime soon. I'm not sure when I'll finally be done with it, honestly.
If you don't hurry, the war will be over before you're finished.
Battle's not the only place it'll come in handy. People who don't have any other training could use it for self-defense.
Huh. Come to think of it, that's the same reason you were so interested in my sword. Does this have to do with House Gautier? I know your family's been dealing with Shrang for years now.
Yeah, more or less. We've gone through some pretty tough times. My father's first wife, Miklon's mom, she died in a Shrang raid.
Excuse me? Miklon is Sylvain's half-brother? I thought they were full brothers. Okay, this also explains a little bit more.
We've managed to hold the border for about 100 years now thanks to the Lance of Ruin. But they keep pushing our limits. Frankly, I admire their determination.
It did seem like Margrave Gautier was pretty used to fending off their attacks.
It's not like he's had much choice. Once I inherit his title, I'll keep doing whatever I can to hold them off. But it's going to be tough without a stronger military. If the king had forces of his own, he could send them in at a moment's notice whenever we were in trouble. Problem is, the last king already tried something like that. It ticked the local lords off to no end.
Makes sense. If the king grows stronger, everyone else loses a little bit of their own influence in comparison. Anyone would have a hard time swallowing that.
I'd say it's worth it if it means the kingdom won't descend into chaos. Whatever the case, any reforms we enact will need to be peaceful and well-founded. Which is exactly why I want us to be able to fight on our own, without having to rely on our relic or on other lords.
Wow, Sylvain, you actually sound like a real heir now. It's a nice change from all the skirt chasing you used to do.
Hey, the future of my house is on the line here. Even the laziest guy in the world would be worried about that. Sure, the kingdom might be a half-frozen stretch of dirt, but it's my half-frozen stretch of dirt. And it's the only home I've got.
Home, huh?
And she has a son with son now. Interesting.
Oh, hello. You're looking rather sharp today.
Huh? But this is just the same thing I always wear. It's actually so dirty, it's kind of embarrassing.
Well, aren't you humble? I happen to think that all that grime complements your rugged appearance rather well.
Grime? Sounds like I should go change. And also wash these clothes before they grow legs. Hold on. I smell something and it's definitely not grime. Flame, are you wearing perfume?
You noticed? This delightful fragrance is apparently in fashion. A dear friend of mine gave it to me.
Wow, I can't believe there's still perfume and fashionable stuff in these dark times.
They exist precisely because of the times. We must not allow the darkness to consume us.
I'm not sure we're gonna get consumed, but you've definitely got a point. The battlefield can be a depressing place. A little positivity goes a long way in raising morale.
Besides, discussing popular trends always livens up a conversation. Don't you agree? Oh, I know! Why don't we go to town and seek out the newest styles? You do not have any other plans today, do you? Come then. There is no time like the present. Okay, next is... Oh, that stall over there appears to have some lovely merchandise.
Whoa, there's more? We should probably head back soon or Sedith will...
Worry not. My brother is still working. He mentioned he was particularly busy today as well. Actually, it has been a very long time since I've been out shopping like this.
Does Sedith not allow it? He sure seems to want you in arm's reach at all times.
That is correct. I am afraid he cannot help but worry incessantly about me. If he knew that I was out alone with a gentleman friend, I am certain the situation would become quite disastrous.
Disastrous?
But enough about that. Shall we continue our shopping expedition? I am sure there are many more fashionable items just waiting to be found.
Are you sure it's all right? What if someone says something? If Sedith hears we were out alone together...
I do not believe anyone would go to such lengths just to tattle on us. Most people find my brother intimidating, so it is unlikely anyone would approach him over something so trivial.
Well, all right. I'll keep you company a bit longer then.
Hey, was it not I who initially offered to keep you company?
You did?
Don't you remember? You spoke of your low spirits and said that the latest fashions would cheer you up.
I did?
Yes, you did. Now come along. Let us look over there next.
Oh well, not gonna rain on her parade now.
I'm so confused with that, but okay.
Oh, this one is really pulling the line.
It must be our monster. Time to put what you practiced into action.
Yes, I am no longer the clumsy novice you slipped away from before, foul fish! It's not working! What do I do?
Don't give up. Play your line out a little, and let the fish tire itself out.
Like... this?
Yeah, that's good. Now wait... wait... Now! Pull as hard as you can! Slade, look out!
We did it, Ash! Oh, I can scarce believe I managed to capture the beast!
Yeah, that was close. I thought the fish was going to catch you there for a second.
Yes, I might have gotten a bit carried away there. Had you not grabbed my arm when you did, I might be swimming in the river myself.
I'm glad I could help. Seriously glad. And hey, I'm amazed you managed to hang on to the pole through all that.
I told myself I would not let go, no matter what.
Hold on there, Flame. You have to let go sometimes. None of this is worth putting yourself in danger over. I think I'm starting to see why Sedith doesn't let you go fishing. Still, you never would have caught that fish without that fierce determination of yours.
Mother taught me to always see tasks through to the very end. But even she never fished up anything so large as this. And though she is no longer around, I would like to think she would be very proud of me.
So that's why you're so interested in fishing. Well, I think this was great, and I'm sure your mother would be proud.
Goodness, you do know how to compliment a lady. Still, I promise to surrender my pole if I ever find myself in this kind of situation again.
Well then, why don't we haul this thing back?
Yes, and then we can feast on the spoils of our victory. I wonder what it tastes like. I can't wait to find out. But, I cannot even fathom how best to prepare such a fish. We could slice it up and fry it, or boil it with vegetables, or... there are so many choices!
This has been so much fun. Flame really reminds me of my sister. She was always so eager to practice in the kitchen when she was little too. Hold on. Flame, in a kitchen. Hey, wait up! Let me help you!
That was cute. More map. Paralog! We'll deal with that next episode. Beat the Gauntlet and our enemies none.
Understood.
Always nice having more to do.
Alright, fight.
For His Majesty.
Everyone, move out! We will...
I'll give it 1,000%. Leave everything to me.
We must act now, before the worry sets in.
I just love that line. I don't know why.
Let us see what we can do.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
Overrun them!
Onward to victory.
Thank the goddess it worked. I'll give it 1,000%. Leave everything to me. I guess running away is our only option.
Let's begin.
It's...
That went well. Unsurprisingly.
Climbing axe.
I'll hesitate no longer.
We must act now, before the worry sets in. Let us see what we can do.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
We can't let it end like this.
This is not yet the time for celebration.
Let's go! It's no use.
Let's begin. It's time to move.
I'll give it 1,000%. Leave everything to me.
We can't gain any ground.
Yes! We did it!
Knowing when to retreat is a vital strategy.
Success.
I'm dragging the others down. I'm dragging the others down.
That was practically a stroll through the park.
Give in! Let's begin. It's time to move.
Oh boy, we don't have an archer.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
We must act now, before the worry sets in. Let us see what we can do.
Looks like you got one tough fight on your hands.
You'll be sorry. Give in!
Nice.
I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough.
I'll give it 1,000%. Leave everything to me.
Let's begin.
Oh, you deal with this guy. You.
We must act now, before the worry sets in.
Yes, let's do that.
Let us see what we can do. Allow me.
Let us crush their defenses.
I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough.
I hope it was enough. Grant them no mercy. Surrender!
Where am I? Oh shoot, I went the wrong way.
On to the next then.
Well, if you need someone.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
We must act now. Let us see. Seize this moment.
Retreat! Thank the gods it worked.
I will fulfill
Alright.
A fine fight. Raise your voices in victory.
Nice.
I'm not stopping now.
A decent effort. A large step forward.
Nice.
I'm getting...
Hey, I'm stronger.
Okay, where's that cutscene? There it is.
I have a message, Your Majesty. The Imperial Army has begun an assault on former Arendelle territory.
They've caught on to us.
And? How does Arendelle fare?
The force we sent to bolster their defenses still holds the castle, but they're under considerable pressure. They may not hold out much longer.
That bad, huh? Could they have planted spies in our midst at the fortress?
Even were that the case, this would be an odd turn of events. We left sizable reserves guarding both Aryan Road and Arendelle. Under those circumstances, Felix's unit alone would seem enough to keep the enemy at bay.
But this enemy marches under the flag of the Black Eagles. They appear to be the Emperor's personal battalion.
Edelgard's trying to seize Aryan Road personally?
The Emperor has panache, I'll give her that. It takes some real guts to confront the Kingdom and Alliance simultaneously. If you ask me, it feels like quite a roll of the dice for us to keep focusing on the West, while the Imperial threat marches towards us unchecked.
Oh, I don't know what... I mean, we're screwed if Aryan Road falls.
We need to go help Aryan Road. If we don't ride out soon, the fortress could fall.
Now wait just a minute. What becomes of the uprising in the West if we do that? Of course, we can't turn a blind eye to the Empire's attack either. But taking the sword to these insurrectionists must be our top priority.
Indeed. Considering the relative urgencies of both situations, the trouble in the West takes precedence. That said, the thought of Aryan Road falling into her hands is a difficult one to stomach.
Send forth the Knights of Saros, then. We may be few in number, but even a small
Are we
force
saying
can
goodbye
be
to
all the
Seth
difference when defending a
and
siege.
Blaine?
And given the debt we owe you, the Archbishop will surely not refuse you this favor.
Thank you, Sedith. I'll send an envoy to her at once. Go to Lady Rhea and request reinforcements from the knights at both Arendelle and Aryan Road. Tell her, if Arendelle proves too difficult to pacify, her knights should not hesitate to abandon it. If such an eventuality comes, they're to fall back to Aryan Road and hold the fortress with the others. Understood?
Yes, Your Majesty.
We don't have time to be sitting on our hands either. Let's hurry up and end this rebellion.
Right you are. There's not a moment to waste. We'll begin our war council at once.
Alright. That. Dimitri wants to go on an expedition. Well, we'll deal with that later. Because that's a good place to end off on. See you all next time. Bye.